Hey, I'm Carlos Garcia, and today we're going to review the new Maker's Mark Keepers release versus some of the past releases from Maker's Mark. But first, I got two giveaways to do. The first one is for the Wild Turkey video. And that's already go, shuffles. So yeah, so it'll be 2-ounce samples of all four from that video. David Yoder 493. Send me an email and I'll get those samples out to you. Be right back with the second one. All right, this one had a lot more people. So 40 entrants into the Weller 107 sample giveaway, which not shocking at all that there's more people in that one. Ona 1000. I think that's the third time you've won. Send me an email. Congratulations. For the people that enter every video and have won, eventually you will win. Hopefully. I don't know. All right, so let's get right into it. So you'll see what I'm drinking, but these are all like the Maker's Mark stay finishes and stuff like that from the past couple of years. But one of them is the new Keepers release. These are all around 55 proof, and at least the Keepers release is around $75 MSRP. Which I don't usually have a hard time finding these bottles. I know there's allocated, so I guess depending the region you're at, they're probably a little harder to find. But when I was in Kentucky, we did a pick at Maker's Mark, and they had the Keepers release there, but I didn't even grab it because I figured I'd get it in Connecticut. That I didn't want to waste any space on the suitcase with that, and I got it. So I'm not saying they sit on shelves very long, but I usually do get them. And I will say that none of these are fresh cracks. I actually did drink most of these the other day. Just kind of open them up and see anything. So this is a very good nose. It's definitely like a specific profile, meaning it's like a lot of dark fruit, dark chocolate. I wrote chocolate covered almonds. I got almond notes and chocolate. I wanted to be fancy. But it's definitely that darker profile. It's not like bright cherries or anything like that. Definitely darker notes. It's giving me a lot of like a port finish type thing. I don't think any of these are port finish at all, but with a lot more chocolate. So let's go to B on the nose. This one right off the bat is like sweeter. Coffee note, and I don't get coffee notes all that much, but very interesting. Some dark cherry and chocolate. Not as dark as glass A, but a little bit of chocolate there. But a lot of coffee, which cool. It's not a no I usually pick out. I'm not the biggest coffee guy, even though I drink like 2 cups, I guess, a day. Okay, this is very different. This is way more the dark fruit direction. Very like jammy, like grape jam. A lot of dark fruit, sweetness from that like grape jam note, and a lot of oak and wood. I know oak is a wood, but it's like there's some other kind of woody note in there. But good. All these noses have been good, but they've all been very different. So again, it's a lot of this comes down to what's your. Is there something? I got floaties in this one. It's fine. It's extra flavor. I don't know. Kind of looks like maybe it's cork, so I'm gonna have to check the bottles after this. But all right, this is like C. I said it's like C mainly because of it's dark fruit forward, but it's not as woody as C. Definitely has more bright sweetness. It's like toasted marshmallow note on the nose. So all the noses were good. Nothing off putting on any of them. So let's drink. Oh, man. This is so maple syrupy now. Coming off of like, going back to it, it's so much sweeter on the nose. All right. I'm just going to go straight into the second sip. I definitely got different notes there. I'm just going to go to the second sip. This is the first sip of the day, Saj. It's warming up my palate. All right. It's similar to my first sip. So there's toasted, for my palate anyways, toasted oak, strawberry chapstick. Then on the finish was a lot of dark chocolate, almonds. The thing that lingers, and this happened on the first sip, and this is kind of why I was like, well, let me give it a different sip. It's a strange empty note. I don't know how to explain it any more than that, but there is flavor there, but it's almost like it's like missing. It's very strange, and maybe I'll figure it out in the next couple of sips, but it happened the first and second sip where just kind of like, I don't know if it's just like a light oak that's there. It's very strange. It's not bad, but it's also like what is happening right now. So I got a little bit more cherry on, like dark cherry. Specify that, but dark cherry on the palate. And I think that strange empty note might be some kind of like toasted, like lightly toast, like a light toasted marshmallow note, meaning it's not very flavorful. It's something. I don't know. I'm gonna do a fourth sip though, because the first one didn't count. I got a little nuttiness there on the palate. I did write toasty marshmallow. There's a slight strawberry note too with that empty note, that toasted marshmallow note that I'm calling it. It's not bad. We'll see. I feel like this is gonna end up being like in the middle of the pack. B still coming off coffee. Let's go B on the palate. So B is very sweet. Milk chocolate, bright red fruits, red Jolly Rancher. On the finish, maple syrup, caramel bombs, very caramel heavy. And oh, this one doesn't give me that empty note like A. Off the first sip, I definitely like B over A. More of the same. I did get a little, a slight earthiness on the palate, which to me tastes like dirt, like soil from outside. But it was just slight, and it wasn't off-putting. I know you're you're at home right now. It's like, what? You like drinking dirt? It was a good little balance in there, okay? But a little earthiness in there with all the sweetness. For me, anyways, I like other notes that kind of balance out the sweetness. So there's oak to balance it out, and that little bit of earthiness. And a little bit of red, and the red fruit also balances, but there's really no spice there. There is some proof spice, but there's no like, well, these are all Maker's Mark, so they're all wheaters. So the second grain is wheat instead of rye, like in most bourbons. That's good. I got some dark fruits. Ooh, I just got a hint of banana. Kind of just like came really fast, and as I was talking on the finish, I think that was 3. Yeah, that's definitely 3. Okay, so let's go to C on the palate. Very dark fruit. If I didn't know, I would think this is like port finish. To me, I get those dark fruit jammy notes very strong on like wine, red wine finished stuff. But okay, these are more intense flavors. There's not a lot of flavors, but that's again first sip. So a lot of dark fruit. I'm talking about like the raisins, the plums, all those different things. Chocolate and oak. Good. Not very complex, but it's very intense. More of the same. So the dark fruit, chocolate. I wrote dried raisins this time. And then the oak, chocolate, dark fruit again. So it's a lot of the chocolates and dark fruits coming in and out. There's a good solid oak or wood, presence there. Not very complex. That would be the knock on this one, but very good flavors that are there. So after the third sip, a lot more of like not the oak, the more wood thing, like that I kind of got on the nose. That started showing more, and it's more tannic. It doesn't really dry out my tongue like sometimes some bourbons do, but it's a little bit like you kind of feel like the dryness from the wood and oak. Let's go to D, which has stuff on my glass. Okay, this one's definitely different than the other ones. Well, they're all pretty different. the dark fruit was the main thing that kind of was the same, or at least on B and C, a little bit on A too. But this one is kind of very different than the first three. Nutty, peanut specifically, but not a lot. Toasted oak a lot, and brighter, especially than coming off of C. On the finish, I was writing sweet. As I was writing sweet, a cinnamon note also came in. So not like crazy cinnamon, but definitely popped up. But that's the first sip, so let's go second sip. The second sip was really good. So I got more cherry and chocolate, just like I said this note before, but those low cherries that are covered in chocolate with liquor inside of them. Which when I was looking at for the picture for a previous video, I kept calling them Lindor chocolates. So Lindt, L-I-N-D-T, makes Lindor chocolates, and maybe this is where I was getting at. But they also make what I'm trying to explain. But when I was trying to find a picture, it was all in German, so I don't know if they sell in America. But I found a picture of a different chocolate-covered cherry with liquor in it. Just to post on the video. But it definitely has that note, which I feel like I get that. It automatically shoots up my scores, because who doesn't want a chocolate-covered cherry with liquor in it? It's a candy. It's candy. So I never wrote this before. And I'm going to try to explain this as I think it's pretty easy to explain. But basically everything I get on the palate lingers on the finish, which usually doesn't happen, but this is very good. I do like this a lot. I'm curious on which one this one is. Because again, I tried these all, I think at least 3 out of 4 of these a few nights ago. And going into this, I kind of already had an idea which ones I was going to like. Based off the other night to night, definitely changes stuff. So we'll see. I think I did 3 sips. I'm going to pause it here. I'll go back and forth, see what I actually like here, and give some scores, but I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So there was kind of a little bit of a surprise in here, and it's mainly what came in last place. Let's do the giveaway first, so I don't forget. If you want to enter to win 2-ounce samples of all 4 of these, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with the hashtag MMKeepers. I know it's a little bit longer. MMKeepers, and that'll get you into the drawing for the giveaway. So let's get into this. So in my last place, which I did not expect, going to this, I definitely didn't think it was going to be in last place. The FAE01, I scored 3.25. Now, they're all good, and I was debating a lot for not necessarily last place, but the 2 in the last place. This one and A, and I had them both scored at 3.25, and I was going back and forth, and this one I just liked better. I did get a hazelnut note on the finish on FAE01. I'm happy they got rid of those weird codes. Because it's a lot easier to say keepers than a bunch of letters and numbers. So in third place was A, the Lost Recipe, the Mocha one. And no new notes. It was just a little bit better than this one. But both of them are good. Now, obviously, this one's from 2021. And I think I do have an older one that I just got at auction not too long ago. I do have the BRT that's open back here, and I was going to maybe put that in here and have 5. But if this video does really well, I'll do another Maker's Mark video, and I'll open up the other one and try different stuff. But anyways, so 3.35 on the Lost Recipe, the Mocha one, which I'm sure they're going to have a new edition this year coming out. And then it came down to these 2, which is funny because these are basically the 2 that if I were to if I were just to do 2 bottles against each other comparing the Keepers release, it would be against the Hearts release because that's basically the same series. And the winner is the Hearts release, 3.75. The Keeper that scored 3.5. On the Hearts release, I did get a new note, Strawberry Chapstick. The Keepers, no new notes. They're both very good. The thing is, so when I was trying these the other day, and this is why I kind of opened it so it would have some air in it. The Keepers didn't do that well the other night, but it definitely came off much better tonight. The Hearts release was my favorite from the other night, So the winner still was the winner. So I guess that's good for my brain. I don't know. This one did a lot better though, the FAE01, but it was just two. It wasn't as complex as the other ones. And the thing that all of these lack is that rye spice, and maybe that's definitely a palate thing. So if you don't like that rye spice, maybe you should go towards bourbons that the secondary grain is wheated or wheated bourbon, because it doesn't have that spice. They're, at least these tended to be sweeter without that spice, and it's, I guess, maybe more approachable to maybe a beginner. My fingers are doing little quotation things. Bourbon drinker, but all of these are good. So if you're able to get this year's Keepers release, it's a good one. There's nothing wrong with it. I wouldn't pay more than MSRP for it. I know people spell I'm on secondary. I'm on secondary like every day. Not that I'm buying stuff on secondary every day. Wife who likes to yell at me. I just like to kind of know what's going on in the bourbon world, in the underbelly, in the black market. So let me know what you think about Maker's Mark. Have you had any of these? Let me know in the comments. Into the giveaway. Don't do nothing stupid. And if you do, don't get caught. Bye.